Hello, ladies and gentlemen, including microeconomics class. How's it going, guys? Anyways, I'm here to talk to you guys about producing, or what producers actually do. All right, film producers are ahead of the project. They ensure that the project follows its budget, shooting stays on schedule, and often work close with the director in playing with ideas about the film. Multitasking and organization are practically a necessity for the job. Okay, some of the tasks included for producers are raising funding, very important, researching and assessing ideas and finished scripts, building and developing a network of contacts, stay in touch, leasing and discussing projects with financial backers, hiring key staff, including director and a crew to shoot films or videos, this guy, controlling the budget and allocating resources, organizing shooting schedules, supervising the progress of the project from production to post-production, holding regular meetings with the director to discuss characters and scenes, stay tuned, bringing the finished production in on budget, check.
Work hours for producers and directors can be long and irregular. Evening, weekend, and holiday work is common. About 1 out of 3 worked more than 40 hours per week in 2014. Many producers and directors do not work a standard work week. Theater directors and producers may travel with a touring show across the country, while those in film and television may work on a location.
Action!
The median annual wage for producers and directors was $69,100 in May of 2014. The lowest 10% earned less than $31,380, and the highest 10% earned more than $187,200.
Employment for producers and directors is projected to grow 9%, and that's from 2014 to 2024, which is a lot faster than a lot of other occupations. Some job growth in the motion picture and video industry is expected to come from strong demand from the public, us, for more movies and television shows, as well as an increased demand for foreign audiences for U.S.-produced films.
Also, consumer demand for reality shows on TV is expected to increase, so more producers and directors will be needed to create and oversee editing of these programs. In addition, production companies are experimenting with new content delivery methods, such as watching TV on your mobile devices, online, which may lead to more work opportunities for producers and directors in the future. However, these methods are still in the early stages, so their potential is not entirely known.
The number of people in the field is 103,500, and projected number of future demand is 106,400, and change is 2,900, and total 2.8%, and average annual openings is 3,790, and based on long-term productions of the year 2022. In the next decade, employment for producers and directors is expected to grow. The demand for producers and directors will come from increasing box office receipts for independent and major studio films, as well growing cable television operations. Producers and directors will have more employment opportunities as the demand continues to rise for U.S. film in other countries. As interactive media, mobile content, and online movies continue to grow in popularity, they will see job growth in these areas.
Another important aspect is the fact that producers produce non-rival goods. For those of you who forgot what that means from your economics class, that means that when a firm sells the good, it does not diminish anyone else's ability to enjoy the product. In other words, when you pay and go to watch a movie, it doesn't take away anyone else's ability to see it. This is also the same reason why there are only a few super rich, successful movie producers and then a bunch of low-end ones. When a new popular movie comes out, the vast majority will go to see it. Because the price is set on the film, no one is going to settle for less good movies if they can in turn watch the best one. How many documentaries and movies can you find on YouTube? Probably more than you would care to count. However, few, if any of us, will spend time browsing through many of these poorly made films because we know that instead we can just pay $10 to see the best. To summarize, supply is elastic because anyone can do this job. However, only those that are creative and charismatic networker will be able to be the most successful.
Hey guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about education for producers, that is. Okay, so there really is no official education requirements to become a producer. Yay! So you can try it. However, many producers that are in the working field now do tend to get a bachelor's degree in communication, writing, or sometimes even in nonprofit management. Who knew? Hey, so if it doesn't work out for you as a producer, you can always do nonprofit. So many students study film or cinema at universities. In these programs, students learn about film history, editing, and lighting, and creating their own films, which is very important if you want to become a producer. Other potential majors include writing, acting, communication, journalism. Like most jobs, many that are in the field of producing work their way up the ladder, like anybody else does, in order to obtain their position.
This is Bob. Bob wants to be a film producer. Unfortunately for Bob, Bob's dad doesn't believe in his dream. Bob's dad thinks Bob needs a reasonable, stable career. Bob wants to prove his dad wrong. Bob applies to college. However, Bob gets rejection after rejection after rejection, until finally he is accepted. Bob realizes Bob should have worked harder in high school. Bob decides he'll be a new man in college. Bob decides he's going to major in film and digital media and prove all his haters wrong, especially his father. Bob takes several courses. He studies screenwriting, lighting, sound and editing, cinematography, and a whole lots more. After 4 years of dedicated hard work, Bob gets his degree. Now it's time to step into the real world. First, Bob needs to get a job that will launch him into his lavish career as a producer. But Bob must first get an internship in order to be a competitive applicant for his entry-level position. For a year, Bob works as an unpaid intern studying the industry. Bob needs to get a paying job. Unfortunately for Bob, that means starting at the bottom of the totem pole. After several job applications, phone calls, and rejection, Bob finally lands a job as a production assistant for a TV production company. Naive Bob thinks that his job is going to be exciting, but little does he know that as a production assistant he is going to be getting coffee, running errands, and all the other peasant work. Bob works at his job for quite some time. Finally, he builds up more experience. As years goes by, he begins to build up his portfolio. He starts working on smaller projects around the city, getting his name and his work out there. He attends events, shakes some hands, and makes some connections. Bob is on the fast track to success. Bob realizes networking is key. Gradually, Bob gains more respect among the TV production company. He is promoted from production assistant to line producer, and finally he climbs his way up to executive producer. Bob is proud, and so is his father.
If you're like Bob, there's many ways that you can climb up the career ladder. You can become a producer, move to co-producer, executive producer, and associate producer. Other things that you can do are line producer, unit production manager, production supervisor, or production coordinator. Some skills that you'll need if you want to do these jobs include communication skills, creativity, leadership skills, time management skills, ability to control a situation. You need to be a risk taker, an opportunist. You need to be innovative, self-confident, self-motivated, and
if you aren't as successful as a producer as Bob, there are always other related careers that you can try out, such as acting, becoming an announcer,
And he scores! Touchdown! To the 9.
dancers and choreographers,
5, 6, 7, 8.
and even camera operators, which is me this time. And lastly, writers and authors.
I get it. Oh, God,